Hello everyone. My name is Oksana and I welcome you at my little stitching corner or dresser, in my case, stitching dresser. This is where I'm going to show you all my results for this past week. Today is April 11th and we have an amazing weather in Texas. I really love it, even though they said that we are going to have rain soon and maybe hail, which I don't want to have hail because we had last year we had a hail, you know, the golf ball size hail that I have to replace front shield window in my car because it was broken by the hail. So yeah, I don't want hail. Anyway, this is not a weather channel. Let's talk about cross stitch. So let me start with the project, which I have my focus project for the month. This is, let me remind you, this is, oopsie, okay, get off. Dimensions, Egret in Flight. If you remember rightly, at the beginning of April, when I span my decision wheel, this is the project which it gave me, and which means like every week I'm going to take it, stitch on it about 1,000 stitches. Okay, so I'm kind of out of thoughts. I was so chatty in my head before I started the recording, and now I'm totally like blanking out, which is I guess it's normal. Okay, so this one I'm going to take till the end of April, with the exceptions of the super wheel week. This is where I will have a little bit of relief from this project. I still like to stitch it. All right, just you may see my hoop. I'm not pre-washing or ironing projects before I show. The reason why, because I don't want to fry anything which could be left from my fingers, or maybe some dust, etc. I don't want to fry it into my fabric, so usually I don't touch it until I'm finished. Once I'm totally done with the project, this is when I wash it if I can, right, and I iron it. Some projects I cannot wash, especially those which have hand dye fabric which is not color fast, or hand dye threads which are not color fast. So those I'm not washing, but I'm trying to stitch them in a way that I know like my hands are not touching fabric at all, like literally at all. Okay, that's totally unrelated to this particular one. That's why you're going to see it's a little bit like chewed up by my whatever hoop, etc., and hoop marks. We know that Dimensions has extremely stiff fabric, so I thought it will kind of loosen a little bit for days, but doesn't look that way. I added to this project 1,000 stitches. I always try to do 1,000 stitches, about 500 stitches a day. So of course I moved a little bit into these weeds, and sorry, I had to cough. Yeah, I stitched this. I need to find out how you call it in English. I honestly don't remember. And I added some backstage. I don't know. I know that I added some preview somewhere in the corner, but just for you to see that, oops, give me a second. So you can see it better. I added backstage to this. You see it? Yeah, I think you do. And here, where I'm pretty much almost done, I still need to do some backstitch on this particular grass pieces, and that's it. It's not like it's done. I'm done with the backstitch. I'm done with the backstitch like in this portion of the project, and after that, in this upcoming week, I'm going to move and continue with this. This is like a lot. There is a lot of backstitch in here, like a lot. But I'm fine. I don't mind it. I'm going to do backstitch as I go. Okay, that's pretty much it. So this project will be like only background. Will be stitched. That's everything what's left here is just a background. Which, like, it's not like there is some variety in the background. Nothing there. Anyway, okay, let me put this away. There is another spinning wheel which I spanned last week, and that was a focus project. It's not a focus project, it's a project for the week only. And I also give it to the project 1,000 stitches, 500 stitches a day. And the spinning wheel gave me this project. This is Lucas composition with cherries. I started it far ago, and I really want with this to be close to an end, but I'm only 50% done. So what I did just maybe tidbits in here, some green stuff, like literally a little bit here and there. But what I did actually, I finished the whole flower. This is where my about over 1,000 stitches went in this particular flower. No, actually it's not, because I had stitched over 1,000 altogether, including green tidbits in here, a little bit like this red here, it's a cherry, and this brown background, it's like this deep background in here. So all together was over 1,000 stitches. I don't believe it was even 1,200. I think it's under 1,200. And the whole flower is less than 1,000 stitches, but very close to that. And I'm really happy that I'm done with the flower. And the reason why, and I think I told you it last time, that the main reason why I'm really happy about these flowers being done with them, because I'm stitching light over on a light, right? Light threads over light fabric. It's pretty light fabric, and it's really hard to see. And I told you, I know it's kind of ghosting out, but last time I told you guys that there will be a pink backstitch in here, so you will see these flowers way much better than what you see right now. And I was really tempted to start on the backstitch, but I was like, you know what, just finish this flower, because I really want to be done with light floss over light color, light fabric. So the next time, if we'll sit down and stitch it, everything will be pretty dark, like different shades of green, different shades of red, and it will be way much easier to stitch. So I decided to stay away from the backstitch. I was very tempted to do backstitch, really tempted. But I decided, you know what, no, just finish this, and then next time you can start on a backstitch later. Of course, I stitched over 1,000, and I was like, okay, I don't have any more like desire to continue with it. I was tired, I just wanted to take a rest. And of course, I didn't do backstitch, but I am, as I said, let me repeat in a 10th time, I'm extremely happy that flowers are done. Done. Even though in the whole series which I have, they're similar, these like compositions, like as I said, there will be a composition with lemons, compositions with apples and grapes. They all have similar style. That will be some flowers on the top and fruits on the bottom. And usually flowers are not, I don't believe they belong to the same tree anyway. And usually flowers always will be like pinkish light, right? So pretty much almost all of them, if I will start them, will be like, I need to finish those flowers before I will move to any type of fruits, because really like their light over light is just insane. Okay, that was my focus project for this week. And I know I'm not going to stitch it until until the wheel reset. And that part, I don't know when that will happen, because I told you guys that I changed the configuration for my wheel somewhere mid-March, and at the beginning of March I took some, I stitched some projects, which now they are going to be like repeatable, right? I didn't spin the wheel to so it will be marked out. So that's why I started afresh. So that's why those projects will be on a repeat. And I really, really hope that I will have enough time to take all my spring projects by the end of the season. By the end of the season, I still have 5 projects left, because so far, everything what you saw until today, most of these projects were on a repeat. I already staged each of them at least once in March or April, at least once. So now after I did my spinning wheel configuration change, they are repeating again. So, but at least now in my spinning wheel, they already marked out, and they should not come back until I will reset a wheel. But I think right now, from now on, I should have at least starting already, my spinning wheel should at least started to show up those projects which I didn't take yet, like at all. Not a single stage until today, right? So hopefully now I will have something new and fresh to stage on. Now, the next project which I want to show you is my not max colors, but like multi-stage, multicolor one. And this project is this. Okay, so I'm trying to think how it is better to tell you guys. I did my own chart. So I'm staging my own chart, but you can find this project. You can find the chart, not my chart. I'm not selling chart. I did it for my own purposes, and I'm not planning to sell it. I'm not going to like monetize on it. This is just for me, no one else. But I know that I think unconventional stages, I think I may go and check. If I'm wrong, I will put on a screen who sells the chart. But I think it's unconventional. Again, if I'm wrong, I will put it on a screen. If I'm right, I'm just not going to put it on a screen. You may ask, so why in the hell I didn't buy the chart? So during the time when I wanted to buy the chart, I was in extremely difficult financial situation, like very, very difficult financial situation. And I really wanted to dedicate this particular chart to fall equinox. And it just happened that during that period, I was in this difficult situation. And I decided, you know what, I cannot afford even a chart. And I just found a picture online, and that's why I did my own. But and the reason why I'm telling you all this truth, because if you guys want to stage it and you like it, the result which you may see on my screen is not going to be the same as result if you will buy the chart from unconventional stages, and we will be different, that's for sure. So I don't want anyone to go and say, hey, what's going on, what's wrong, it's something wrong, something's happening here. I'm telling you all the truth. If you really like, this is where you will go and buy it. But in my situation, unfortunately, I could not afford it, and but I really wanted to dedicate to the fall equinox project. So my project is, I have weird sound going on. What's going on? So my project will be 500 by 690 stitches. I'm stitching it in 28 count Jobelin 1/1, and in total it is 344,997. It's pretty much 3 stitches short of being 345,000 stitches. This will be my extremely long project. I call it a 30-year project. Because I do stitch around 500 stitches a day, pretty much on all my projects. And okay, Jobelin is always, but you can very easy fix it. I need to fix it. Yeah, I'm trying to stitch about 500 a day for every single project I take. So I calculated it will take me about 28 years and 7 months, something that nature, to finish it, if I will do 1,000 stitches a month. And when I said 1,000, not stitch, not a single stitch over, not a single stitch under, right? It's just exact number. I'm trying to stitch a little bit more than 1,000, let's say 1,100 or under 1,100. There was a piece here, a spot somewhere here, I think. I was able to manage about 15 or 17, I think it was about 1,500, right? So I want to like bring the finish date closer, and I hope that maybe in 20 years I will bring the finish date closer. Instead of 28, I will be like 25, for example, right? 3 years sooner is way much better. But I'm very dedicated. I'm really loving how it is coming out. On some spots it will be easier to stitch. Where I am right now, it's a lot of different colors. They look the same, but you know, when I was doing this chart, I was cleaning out unnecessary single stitches, like changing, modifying pretty much the top of the around the fox and the top piece. But when I came down to the bottom, because there are different colors in here, I was so tired to work on this chart that a lot of stuff I just gave up on it. I'm like, just like, whatever, I'm not going to clean it up more than that. So I'm trying, and just because I'm stitching from bottom to top, I decided like, okay, I just do as I go, right? I will make my own decisions as I stitch. Like if there is a stitch, let's say too yellow, and one of them is somewhere like a single stitch somewhere there, I'm not going to stitch it. I'm just cover it with the nearest color, because no one ever is going to see the difference, you know. So that's why here at this bottom portion, I didn't know how much it will come out, how good it will be, or how bad it will be. So far I like how it's coming out, even though while I'm stitching I'm like, okay, I could change here some colors, and there some of these yellows I probably could replace with one color instead of having 5 similar colors, for example, right? So but as I said, I was not cleaning too much, and usually I don't have the whole floss palette in front of me, which is bad, because I think I should have it, because some colors which are extremely close to each other in shade, there is no point at all to have them in the chart, while you can have it in as one color. And of course you can always like make the project a little bit smaller, because this one it will take whole piece, this whole sheet of fabric. It will be ginormous one, and I'm stitching 1/1 for the second, right? It's 1/1, and it will take the whole piece. So but so far I'm really liking it. And yes, you are going to see this project every single month. This is my fall project, because I started it on the fall equinox. This is my fox equinox, that's how I call him. And he belongs to, technically he belongs to my fall spinning wheel. He doesn't, this project is not present in any other wheels, but I take it as my life focus project, I would say, right? So it's kind of like once a month. I decided I want to finish it before the end of my life. It's not like I'm planning to die in 30 years. I'm not, but I really would like really to see it, and I don't know how long I'm going to live, right? I really hope I will see it finished before then. And if I truly want it, right, I need to speed it up. And that's why I was like, okay, I calculated, I had a big calculation going on around it, and I was like, okay, if I will do 2,000 a month, I will finish it in 14 years. Because it was not exactly, as I said, it was not exact 30 years, it was like 28 something. I'm like, okay, I will finish it in 14 years, but for that purpose, I need to take it twice a month. And I know that I will be tired of this project like within a year if I'll have to take it once a month. So that's why I was just like, you know what, I'm okay to let it go for 30 years. I just don't want to be tired of it. I really don't. I want to enjoy it. So that's why I decided I'm not going to push it. It is what it is. It will go on. And I knew that there will be areas. There is a lot of areas in this project where I can stitch way much more than 1,000, right? Like 11, 12, 1300, which bring the finish line closer. But there is also a lot of places where I will slow down, and I may not even stitch 500, okay? Like, especially when there will be these like lines or leaves, there is a lot of color change there, and I'm very often like color, just because you do very often this color change, right? You are slowing down. You may stitch like 300 in 8 or 10 hours only, right? 300 stitches, so you way slow down. So that's why I knew that that will happen, and I didn't want to like extend my finish line. So that's why I'm trying on big blocks to stitch more, knowing that when it will come to more details, I may stitch under. So it's kind of like cover up, right? So far I like how it looks like. We will see how it will end up looking at the end, but I'm really happy with that. I really you know what's interesting, I do enjoy stitching it. Maybe it's colors. I can't say that like orange or yellow or especially red is my favorite color, but every single time I take it, I really feel warmth, and like I'm enjoying it. But 2,000 a month is too much, that's for sure. Anyway, this is the third project which I did this week, but there is a bonus project for today. Bonus project. And let me take it. My hair is crazy. Only give me a second, because I'm going to be reflected in here, and I don't want you to be too much scared. Okay. So this is Dimensions Gold Collection Holiday Village. This is a project, as I told you guys in the past, just because when I take a project, I dedicate to this project about 2 days. 500 stitches a day. You heard in this video this number, these words for probably already a dozen of times. But by that being said, I can take only 3 projects, which will cover 6 days, but we have an odd number of days, right? So there is 1 extra day which I can use to stitch on something else. And I had an experiment last year with Dimension Gold Collection Aurora Cabin, and I told you that about this experiment. Maybe I'm telling you about it every single video, and I'm probably going to say it every single video coming up, or maybe not that often, but today I will repeat. So my experiment was, I would take Dimensions Gold Collection 1 day a week, excluding mega wheel weeks, right? 1 day a week, and this is on the last day of the week, like the odd day, it will be 7th day. But just because I will stitch only 500 on it, there is not much to show. I prefer to show some substantial amount to be stitched on, and I was like, I don't want to show just 500, right? Unless, as I said, unless they are very, very visible, right? Like, for example, Mill Hill, you will stitch 500. I'm sorry, it's a quarter of a project. Ooh, what a big eagle. That was pretty. Anyway, so my experiment was to give it, take 1 gold, 1 Dimensions Gold, and every single week give it a Love 500. And I will be honest, based on my stats, I do have stats, I actually added 75% on Aurora Cabin last year for the whole year, from the 1st of January till the 31st of December. Granted, my spinning wheel decided that focus project for the December would be Aurora Cabin, it was a coincidence, but I probably would stage a little bit less for the year, but it would be definitely about 70% at least. And I'm not, as I said, I'm not including mega weeks. I wouldn't take that project during those weeks either. So I dedicated about 40 what 40 weeks, right around that much in a year, and I added about 75% for that project. And gold dimensions, they are not an easy stage, and I was like, okay, I really love the results of my experiment, and I decided to repeat it. So I took the next gold collection and I'm doing exactly the same. It didn't start very on a good foot. It was not an easy stage at the beginning. Let me tell you. Okay, let me show you this first, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. Let me repeat, not repeat, but let me say nuance. These particular projects, which I take only 1 day a week, I'm trying to show them every 2000 stages. Not as I said, I'm not showing every 500 because there is not much to see, but I also not showing them every 1000 stages because I feel like you on these gold petites, gold collections, you also, it's really hard to see even 1000 stage. So I decided with these ones, it's not a big deal. I will show you every 2000 stages. Okay, before I said that, I wanted to tell you something else about this project. Oh, okay, that it didn't start on an easy note. So this project I started on Christmas last year. And at the beginning of, like, on the 1st of January, I had like 1% only staged on it, like pretty much nothing. And I remember my beginning of the year didn't start very well in general in my real life. I had a big again financial issue. Those loan companies, and the issue still didn't resolve, but I was extremely stressed, and that caused me to not stage a lot on this project. I was not able to give it like 500. I would have like barely 300 a day. I could not manage more. So it was lasted probably almost the whole month like that. It was like 300, maybe 400. It was not a good month for the January month for this particular project, but now I think I start getting into the rhythm, and I am giving about 500 a day, a week, let's say. And last time when I showed it, it was 1.5 months ago, and it had 2000 stitches less. Now it has like maybe 2100, I would say, because I'm trying to give a little bit like 500 plus, right? And if you will take all those 4 weeks, those extra stitches which I added, maybe together they will add 100 stitches. But so maybe it is like 2100 here, I don't know. Definitely more than 2000 stitches I have added. I don't believe I added more backstitch. No, I think I did. I think I added backstitch like in here a little bit, because this one, I don't remember. It was like, as I said, more than a month ago. I know that this piece from this side grew a lot, so I stitched here a lot and I added here. I know that. I'm trying to stitch first. There is like, this project has like Aurora Cabin, similar to Aurora Cabin. It has a lot of half stitches, like a lot. Almost the whole project is half stitches. I think I checked, compared. I have Saga on it. I think I compared and Holiday Village. This one, I may be wrong, but I think it has more half stitches than Aurora Cabin. All of this purple blue is a half stitches. In these trees, and actually these are shrubs in here, except green and black, all of that is half stitches, like light blue, dark blue, purple, whatever, all of this half stitches. All of this here is a half stitch. Of course, when the bridge will go, it's going to be full stitches, like this full, this fence, whatever, is a full stitch, right? But pretty much all reflection is a half stitches. Like, there's ton of half stitches. And I'm not talking about the sky. I'm not talking even about the sky, which is also half stitches. There is some colors in windows, lights in windows, they also will be half stitches. So there is, like, as I said, like ton more than in Aurora Cabin. From the plus side, I think maximum plies which is in this project is 5. In Aurora Cabin, I would say from all of the half stitches which you have to do there, probably 99% of them are 6 ply. Almost everything six strands. Here 5 strands is maximum. Mostly it's 3, it's 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 most of the time. Yes, some of them will be like 2, but as I said, most of the time it's more than 3 or more. I was thinking to do, okay, I prefer to do, I think I started saying it, but then I kind of reroute myself, did a U-turn. I try to do cross stitches first. That's why I started on a half stitches talk. I should have started on the full crosses. Anyway, I prefer to do full crosses first before I do half stitches. The reason why, because I paid attention, and I think I told you guys that last time, that if I will do half stitches and then will try to do cross stitch, like fill, whatever, based on a chart, I will ruin my next those half stitches which are next to those cross stitch full crosses. I would always, like, I will damage them with my needle, and or some thread will overlap and push it, like make it crooked. So I decided, you know what, first I will do full crosses, and then after that I will do half stitches. They are not going to ruin full crosses. So by that being said, I try to so I finished this horse and this sleigh, and there are 2 people in it. You don't see it right now. It's some kind of unrecognizable blob, especially this piece where the slate and people in it, because you can identify a horse, right? But whatever this is, it's just really hard to see. You need a backstitch there. You need a lot of backstitch. Let me bring it to you. I think you see this, right? So there is a lot of backstitch which will tell you, oh, I see what it is. I see that this is a person. I see that there is a blanket here, etc. But I do backstitch a little bit later. So it was not an easy, like, strategical movement. I have to, like, my decisions have to go, because I will take a color, this color will be present here, then some colors in here. So I kind of was like digging in, and then I needed to do half stitches after that, and I was like, okay, this is where I'm already my 2100 done. I'm not going to do backstitch now, but I can tell you that, for example, today, while I'm going to edit this video, I'm going to probably will take a look. I think I already stitched around these guys here, like I filled in with half stitches and full crosses. I think I don't need to fill anything else, so finally I can backstitch this one. With dimensions, I backstitch as I go. You saw the egret and flight at the beginning of the video. I backstitch as I go. And especially golds, because I don't want to come back to it again. And I probably will backstitch this one. We'll see if I'll do it today, hopefully today. And then I need to, like, finish this side so I can scroll. But I think I'm not going to, like, move my frame anywhere soon, because right now you see this project and you will see it next time, probably at the end of the season, at the end of May, because I'm going to stitch, I need to add on this project another 2000, right? And usually it takes me 1.5 months to do so, because of all those mega wheel weeks, etc., etc. You need to subtract those weeks, and you will end up 1.5 months, and this is 1.5 months left till the end of the May. So probably at the end of the season, you hopefully will see something growing here, but I really doubt that I will finish like a lot and it will be ready to be moved. We will see. I think it's not. I think probably it will be somehow a little bit here, here, and here. and then I will have to do like another portion here before I'll move. So probably somewhere mid-summer this will be moved. But guys, if you would see, and I'm going to show you probably by the end of the, no, it's not going to be by the end of the season. So by the end of the season, when I do my overview videos, I do it once a season, right? Except fall season. Usually I will put a picture how like before, and before, not when it was like before how I ended up last time. No, the before picture will be at which condition, at which progress line it was at the beginning of March, on the 1st of March. So the picture you will see which was on the 1st of March, and by the end of May, right? And by the 1st of June. But when I do yearly overview, I show how it looked like at the 1st of January, at the beginning of the year. And of course, by the end of the year, you see how much I added, and you will see a progress. You will see a ginormous difference. Now, if you're really, really curious right now, just because I'm not going to show it right now, but if you really want, I don't have this video in English, but there is a yearly overview which I did this year, and I showed this project at which state it was. If you're really curious to sneak peek and go dig that video out, you can go and do it, but or you can wait till the end of the year and I will show you, and you will see what 500 a week can do to your project within the whole year. How big of a difference. As I said, I did that experiment last year on Aurora Cabin, and that was like, I would say that is the most successful, I'm like the most pleasant experiment I ever did on my project. I was extremely pleased, and I'm repeating it. And I would say that I'm not, by doing like 1 day a week for the giving it to the gold collection, I'm not getting tired of it. I'm not. Last year, I really enjoyed to stage Aurora Cabin 1 day a week. And I had this feeling like, you know what, this project doesn't need 2 days a week. I mean, it's not like I really didn't want to take it the second day, because golds are not an easy projects to stage. But 1 day, I was always, you know, this motion going on, like I want to stage it. I had a lot of energy to stage that for 1 day, and I think just because of that, I really had a giant, like amazing progress through the year. And that's why this I'm repeating the same. We'll see how this will go. I will take it. I am myself, when I'm doing yearly overviews, I really love those videos. Even when I look at which stage it was at the beginning of the year and then end of the year, I was like, wow. So it is always impressive. And I can tell just because I know how little it was at the 1st of January and how much it is already, even right now, not even halfway through the year, I already see, and I'm like, wow. Wow, hopefully I will have about 50% by the end of the year. We'll see. Technically, I should stage around 70%, but this particular project, it has more stages, 1,000 more than Aurora Cabin. But I think maybe because it actually has way much more backstage. So maybe because of that, it has definitely less full crosses than Aurora Cabin, more half stages, and way much more backstage. So maybe if we will take, I was thinking, if we will take just cross stages and half stages, maybe it is smaller than Aurora Cabin, but just because of the backstage, probably it kind of gives it more. But still, backstage, you still need to dedicate time staging it, right? And usually backstage goes slightly faster. For me, a little bit, not super much faster, but a little bit faster. And I just want to hope that I would have 70% done by the end of the year, but it's not guaranteed. As I said, at the beginning of the year in January, I had really bad, like very slow start on it, and I didn't stage those 500 a day. So I may have a little bit less, but guys, even if I would have 65% staged on this project, That will be a lot. This means that the project is not staged. I'm not spending on one gold decades. I'm just spending a year and a half on it. And this is amazing. I have a ton of golds waiting on me. So I still want, hopefully, I really hope that I would start more golds just to start it. And then I will just, by the end of the year, not by the end of the year, but when I will finish totally this project, my one-day project becomes some different gold. I want to have in progress several golds going on, so when this will be done, I will sit and decide which one I would like to make that a day, 1 day a week. Yeah, I think that what you say, project. Anyway, I think what we are going to do right now, I'm going to spin a wheel and we will take a look what will be the next weekly project for upcoming week. Don't forget, I already have a seasonal focus project, which is my egret in flight. We are going to see it next week again. But what will be my second weekly project? Let's take a look at my let's just spin a wheel. Okay, this is actually this is actually another repeatable project. I already had this project taken in March. Let me bring it to you guys. I'm in my closet, sorry. So this is another project which I took during this season. It was my free will project. As you saw, Spinning Wheel just showed you this project, but I think maybe 2 weeks ago I just took it. I had one like those 2 extra days, my free form project, and I really wanted to stitch some flowers, so I took this one. And I know I have a English version of YouTube video with showing you this one already, repeatable one, but I'm going to have free form 2 days this upcoming week, and I'm going to take one of the projects which I didn't take yet. The problem with this kind of like the pattern which I see is going on is just because it is still active in my spinning wheel. It means like at some point my spinning wheel will like choose it, but I'm taking it in a free form outside of the spinning wheel, right, days. It means like some of them will be stitched twice in a season. Pretty much probably each of them. I don't mind this. I actually don't mind this. What I prefer, okay, oh my gosh, let me put this in front of you. What I actually prefer, that I take my every single spring project at least once a season, at least. But if I'll take it a couple of times a season, this is amazing, which means like it comes closer to the finish line. I actually was thinking about this project also, because I really love how it is coming out. I really love these flowers. They are so bright. So this looks like this right now. And let me remind you, these kits, they have a whole season. They have winter, fall, and summer. I have all almost whole set except fall version of it. I need just to buy it to have it at least. I really like this set. I don't know why I'm not buying the fall one. Anyway, they all of them have 2 pieces of fabric, white and this one. These like little stamps, you are going to sew them at the end. Once you're done stitching the background, you need to stitch these little ones and then cut them out and sew them to these like pieces. Instructions how to put these little pieces on this second 10 piece, like these ones, right? Instructions how to locate them, everything is present. step by step what you stitch first, what you stitch second, how to read the instruction, what you need to do, how you place them, how you cut it, how you sew it. So as I said, they don't let you guessing how to do it. The instruction has it all. Just read it carefully, because there is a lot. I think just because you have two pieces of fabric, like unique version of stitching, read carefully instruction before you start. I really advise you to do that. I know that for example, it's a good advice which I'm giving myself also, even though sometimes I don't listen myself, right? When it comes to dimensions, I did one time in Aurora cabin, I did a mistake. I told you that, guys, and I was really grateful. One of the stitchers who was watching me, she told me what actually the stitch was, and I had to go and frog it. And I think I told you that about that in my Aurora cabin video, with like when I said warning, there is lack of materials. All right, all of that is I explained there, and even in Mill Hills, some of the instructions I had to go back and read instruction, and I found out that, you know what, it's better to read, glance through the instruction beforehand you start stitching, even though 90 and 98% of the time, if you're stitching kits, all these like branding kits, most of the time you don't need to read instruction because it repeats itself from one kit to another. There is nothing new in it. You know everything about it. But occasionally, here and there, you may have some interesting kits which better to read instructions. I'm not talking about designers' charts like samplers, or you know, even if you take like Just None with specialty stitches, right? Yes, you have to read their instruction pretty much along the stitching, right? You stitch, you read instruction, you read instruction again, and you stitch again. You constantly back and forth between instruction and stitching. But with these kits, most of the time you don't need to read instructions. But I really still advise you to glance through the instruction. It's better to assure yourself that it is the same instruction as last time than to be surprised somewhere halfway through that you actually don't do something correctly. So this one, I strongly recommend before you start, read instruction. Actually, that's what I did. I didn't start just because. So I stitched already this corner, even though I do prefer from bottom to top, but I didn't have a hoop holder when I started stitching it. I started, I think, yes, I started it last year on spring equinox. And actually, this spring equinox, when we had it, I took it exactly on a spring equinox days. So I'm kind of stitching spring equinox into this particular project. Also, I don't have any Easter project, and I consider it to be like spring equinox / Easter project, because bunnies around dedicated to Easter. There is nest with eggs. It's birds. It's spring. It's not Easter, but close enough. So Easter is coming. Tomorrow is Easter. Probably when you will see this video, it's either will be already Easter or Easter already passed. But right now it's 11th of April, as I said, 2026. Tomorrow will be 12th of April, and in 2026 it is Easter. So it's pretty interesting how my spinning wheel gave it to me, because really I honestly started it last year because I wanted to have spring project for spring equinox, but also tie it to an Easter. So it's my spinning wheel knows it's really scary how it knows my history of this one. AI, I guess, in some astral matters, and it's really scary, to be honest. Anyway, yeah, I didn't have a hoop holder, so I stitch it in my hands. And when I stitch in my hands, I actually go from top to bottom. I don't like it, but I explained to you in one of the videos why I do that. But once I start having hoop holder, this is where I finally could stitch from bottom to top. And actually it's even better because I don't have anything stitched where the bolt holds the project. So there is no extra crosses which I have to flatten with the bolt. So that's why I stitch from bottom to top, which I really love. Now, so I moved calculated all my stitches and moved to this bottom left corner. So I'm going to stitch now all of these greens and flowers. Man, I'm so happy. I really like how it's coming out. There is a lot of this like purplish colors, all of this. Oh, they're so pretty. They're extremely pretty. They the preview doesn't do justice, even though on preview it's very pretty, but Mereshka usually is more brighter than it's on a preview, like Dimensions 2. I would say they're probably closer to the preview than Dimensions to their previews, but still when you stitch, it's still like very contrast to very bright, and I really like it. I have several Mereshka kits and I hope to start all of them as all my projects, right? So okay guys, that will be it for today. We will see what I'm going to take. One extra project will be surprise for you next week. I'm going to show you what else I stitched. I don't know yet what else I'm going to take. I have some projects in mind to take, but I have like 2 of them in mind and I'm kind of cannot decide which one I want. We'll see. I'm not there yet. I'm going to stitch today a Holiday Village, which we will see, as I said, by the end of May next time, and then my Egret in Flight, and then my Mereshka, and we'll see what's next. Okay guys, that will be it for today. I will see you next week, and I wish you happy and fast stitches. See you guys. Bye-bye.